Hello, my name is Leo. I'm going on a journey. I'm going to search intensely so that I can find what I'm looking for. What is it that I'm looking for, you may ask? I'm looking for how Shakespeare has impacted the world and how we take him for granted daily. My plan is for my partner, Hanley Miller, and I to speak to Shakespearean professionals. The expert Mr. Brewer. We will first start with speaking to Luna. Luna, can you tell me something that Shakespeare has done to impact the world around us? Well, Leo, it's funny because we look around us and we don't notice these things, and we don't notice how influenced we are by Shakespeare. Did you know that more than 3,000 words originally came from Shakespeare? That's a lot of words. Did you also know that he is known as one of the most influential writers in history so far? I mean, that's a pretty big deal. Did you also know that he created many baby names, such as Simpson or Jessica? Yep, those names originally came from his plays, and people decided to use them, and now they're just normal common names. It's pretty crazy. Thank you, Luna. Oh, please. Thank you, Leo. So, Luna, what is it exactly that we are looking at right now? Well, Leo, you have to be really careful. This is an original Shakespeare manuscript. It's very fragile. Usually this is held by the Forger Shakespearean Library, but I thought it would be a good idea to show you. This is Shakespeare's actual handwriting. Now, Luna, could you please tell us what it is that we are looking at right now? What exactly is this? Well, Leo, this is truly amazing. Did you know that Shakespeare never actually published his own writing? Oh no, his best friend did when he passed away. This is the cover page of one of Shakespeare's actual plays. How cool is that? It's super fragile, but you can look at it real closely if you want to.
How do you think Shakespeare influences society?
Well, I think the thing with all great writers and great philosophers, not just Shakespeare, they articulate things in a way which perhaps we might think of, but we can't say in such a way ourselves. And Shakespeare was just remarkable. I mean, he really dealt with all of the facets of human emotion, human life, from a young age to an old age. I mean, if you look at the two greatest plays, Hamlet, a young man in his early 20s, King Lear, a man who's 80 at the end of his life. And Shakespeare just seemed to have that quality and that knack of inhabiting the shoes of humanity. I mean, he really was a genius. I don't think that's anything new to say, but no one did it as well before, and no one has done it as well since.
What's your favorite thing about Shakespeare?
Oh, that's a difficult question. My favourite thing about Shakespeare. Okay, I suppose. I mean, I'm far from the greatest expert on the planet, but I've read a lot of Shakespeare. I've read a lot about Shakespeare. I've been to Stratford a few times, where Shakespeare was from, and I think I enjoy being around young people who are discovering Shakespeare for the first time. The discussions are always fresh and original. For instance, I teach Hamlet pretty much every year, but the discussion is always different depending on what's going on in people's lives, what's going on in society. So I think Shakespeare is a real person, but Shakespeare is also a philosophy. You can adapt Shakespeare to the times in which we live.
How do you think Shakespeare has impacted your life?
Shakespeare has impacted my life because it's one of the first pieces of literature that I really loved in high school. I clearly remember English class with Mr. Whiting, and he would talk about the little double meanings in Shakespeare's language, and most of the kids didn't get it, and I was able to get it, and I just loved it. I loved how he plays with language, and then I ended up teaching Shakespeare. Loving that too.
How do you think Shakespeare impacts our society as a whole?
Shakespeare has a lot of impact, even today. I think a lot of influence. If you think about the themes of, just pick Romeo and Juliet, the themes of two families and two lovers who shouldn't see each other because of their families, but they want to see each other because of true love. Those are in themes in movies and music and poetry and film and all that stuff today. So I think he still impacts us. His themes that he captured still are themes in our lives today. And that's really all I have to say.
Fun fact time! We're going to tell you 6 fun facts about Shakespeare that you probably didn't know. I'm Luna.
And I'm Jake.
Did you know that Shakespeare was married to a woman named Anne Hathaway?
Shakespeare had 7 siblings.
Did you also know that Shakespeare signed his name 6 different ways? Each one spelled his name differently.
Shakespeare had twins.
And pencils were invented the same year that Shakespeare was born. Coincidence?
Thou smell of mountain goat.
My tongue will tell the anger of my heart. Detested parasite.